course, we always say we're excited when we're ready to teach these classes because we are excited. But I'm going to be honest, I'm actually a little bit nervous this time. And that's because you guys, I mean, especially those who have been here during the past 12 weeks when we were talking about the habits pyramid, you have like watched me make a shift here as I discovered what was in the Epstein files and started talking about it. So we're going to talk about it, but we want to talk about it in a way that focuses on why this matters for us as parents. Because ultimately, that's still what it's about. We are still parents. We still have to keep doing our job as parents. So why is what I discovered important, and why do we feel like we need to talk about it now?
Has anyone here had to keep doing laundry since the files came out? Anybody? Blasted me too. Anybody dishes, meals? Anybody lost a pair of socks?
Are your kids still fighting?
Have your kids
maybe?
still fought since the world shifted? It's like life just still keeps going, right?
Right.
And so Rachel and I have been talking about, it's like, okay, there's these massive global changes going on, and yet, oh, we still got to do bedtime. And there go the toddlers because they don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And the teens are doing what they do and all kinds of craziness and mayhem and stuff and
I'm going to
things.
go back to this now for a
So,
second because
go
actually,
back to the slides.
yeah, we're going to
Okay.
get into it.
Do you want to do
Yeah. So
just the selection or the whole?
yeah, do the selection like you just did. Yeah. So as we've been talking about it, because there's definitely a part of me that is like, do we even need to talk about this? Does it even matter? Or do we just keep teaching parenting? Because parenting is still relevant, right? And so as we were discussing, Greg and I, we kind of got this little image in our head here of like, yeah, we've been talking about parenting, family, marriage skills, and we're going to keep talking about them. But we kind of need to have a pause here. And to me, that's what this series is about, where we come to the same level of understanding in a way about, I want to say what's changed in the world, but in some ways, nothing has changed in the world. The only thing that's changed is my awareness of it. Right. And again, we're only doing this now because we feel it is relevant that you also have this awareness. If we didn't think it was relevant and you could just keep on living your life, we wouldn't even be doing this right now. We wouldn't. We would literally continue talking about the same things we've been talking about because they're always relevant. And that was kind of the approach that we took with COVID or during COVID. We talked about it, but ultimately we're like, we still just need to keep parenting and keep focusing on our family and keep focusing on our marriage. That's what matters. And that is still what matters. But again, we do feel that there are things we need to help you be aware of because we're going to explain why we feel like you need to be aware of this right now because it is very relevant. So,
But well, can I just throw that for your own sake? Why is it relevant? Why is it important to know what's going on in major ways around the world? Why does that matter? And we're not talking about staying caught up with the news.
or
Like
politics.
you should be on the news and politics every day, just consuming all kinds of craziness. That's not what we're talking about. I want you to articulate in your words, throw it in the chat. Like, why does this matter? Why does it matter for you as a parent? Why does it matter for your family? Like, what's the point?
You don't know about the dangers around you. You can't prepare yourself against them.
Yes.
Yeah. To be prepared mentally and emotionally, to not be blindsided and unprepared.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love it.
Exactly. Right. This is why. This is exactly why we need to do this, to live
Yeah.
and to parent intentionally. Even just yesterday, while I was preparing these slides, I'm like, again, we were saying, do we need to talk about this? Does it matter? And for us, we kind of got this visual of like, yeah, we're in the day to day. We're parenting. We're working with sibling conflict. We're doing the laundry. But we need to look up enough to see what's ahead of us so we don't get blindsided. So we don't like all of a sudden fall off a cliff that we didn't even know was there because we were just so busy in family life.
Exactly. You got this huge pile of laundry and dishes, and you walk right off the cliff, and you're like, crap. Or not off cliff, but
Yes.
into a hole. And you're like, I didn't see the hole. To live and parent intentionally.
Yeah.
to lead our family through it because they need us to understand the bigger picture, to understand how the systems are working or not working, right? To keep the real big picture in mind instead of this facade they're constantly putting in front of us. This is a
Yes.
spiritual battle. And
Mhm.
as
We're
parents,
going to
we
talk
are
about this.
raising eternal souls.
Mhm.
It's what matters most. Extraordinary family life for me is about making the best of life in truth,
Yeah.
not just happy, but in ignorance.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. To see things as they really are and create your extraordinary family in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Okay, so as we go through, and this is, of course, the first week of what's going to be 12 weeks. And as we go through this, this is essentially our purpose here, right? We want to bring awareness to what is actually happening in the world to kind of wake people up.
So that they will be
Yes.
motivated and determined enough to take specific actions unique to their families, side needs and abilities. You guys can see it.
And this part here to me is very relevant because not every family, not every person is going to take the same action. We're going to have the same sort of wake up, but the actions we take are going to be different depending on each one of us and each
Actually, I
one of our
think
families.
I think
Different
the wake up can be
personalities.
real unique too because it'll be different for each of us as we might be aware of something and not see something other or one of you will share something that for another is like my goodness that just clicked for me and
That's
it
true.
makes it so relevant and so real. What I love you guys is it creates a healthy sense of urgency.
Yes. And that's the part where I'm referring to here when I said motivated and determined. We do want to create a bit of a sense of urgency here because we feel it is relevant and real. So it's the kind of the sense of urgency that is the reason why we are talking about this right now. And we're going to get into why we feel there's a sense of urgency. But that urgency, I think, ultimately is meant to motivate us and help us to be determined to take very specific actions for our family. And at least for me, that is definitely what my wake up with the I just say with the Epstein files because that was the catalyst for me, right? That was what it did. It made me feel a sense of urgency of like, okay, you know what? Yeah, we need to do things. We need to take action. We need to be more determined. We need to be more um, aligned. And so we're going to walk through all those things.
Really, I love you guys. I wish we were in person. I wish we were all sitting in like a cool conference somewhere and we'd go around and just hug everybody and be like, yes, and play some music and dance together and be like, this is it, high fives and fist bumps. And we could cry together and laugh together and just have a great time. And like genuinely, sincerely, we love you and are so grateful you're here.
Yes.
And so kudos and honor to you for caring
Absolutely.
and for being willing to say, hey man, let's wake up and see what's going on here. Let's wake up and smell the trouble. And I posted something the other day. It's like, wake up and smell the communism. It's everywhere. Right? It's like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like and you're here and let's talk about it. And of course, like we're not gonna agree on everything. And that's
Right.
okay. And
That's
we're
fine.
not gonna have the same perspective. That's what makes us better off because none of us is as smart as all of us.
Hmm.
And so that's why we're here combined to try to rise to the truth and say, all right, now having an awareness, what do we do about it?
Right.